Hello, this is Mrs. Duncan, your e-college instructor for the course Humanities 101, and we're going to go over the syllabus together. Now, I'm not reading it to you. You will need to read it carefully, but I'm just going to take a few minutes, less than 15 minutes, to go over the key things. E-college is brand new, and the syllabus includes policies related to that specifically. It's not like a regular on-campus course, so I want to highlight important features to make sure you don't miss them. We are a completely online course for 3 credit hours, and everything is in Blackboard, as you know, because you've logged in there. You have access to this information 24/7, and all the units are divided up by weeks. Every unit is a week. You have that week to get those done. It begins Monday morning and ends on the following Sunday night, and you have to engage and be involved in the class every single week. If you have a question and you're trying to locate me on campus, I'm on the Bessemer campus. I'm in office A255A next to the classroom 254. You can call me by phone. The most effective and easiest to reach me is to send me an email, but I will be expecting you to have looked in our Blackboard system in course first and read the announcements, the emails I've sent you, and look at all the information there first. Because if you're asking me things I know I've already posted there, I'm going to refer you back to the Blackboard site first, because that is our course. That is where I'm giving you information and you're supposed to read it, watch the videos and what have you to complete the course. And then if you have a question or need to come and see me, give me an email, send me an email, and we'll set up a time. I can't respond though if you're sending me information from your Google or Yahoo email addresses. That's a policy of the e-college. You have to use your Lawson State email, so make sure that's up and active. You will be getting announcements and emails that way, and that is a way I stay in touch with you individually and as a class. So you're expected, if you're in the e-college, to check your Lawson State email daily and be responding to that. You could find, if you're having trouble with your Lawson State email, use the email feature in Blackboard. You can find it under Course Tools. I am in my office on campus Monday through Thursdays, pretty much 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, that doesn't mean I'm sitting in my office the whole time. I do teach classes on campus, so but during those hours, I will be responding very quickly to emails. In the evening, I'll be waiting till the next morning generally. I'm here half day on Fridays, and because you're online, I will be checking in with you all and checking emails and things like that on the weekends, but not my phone, office phone. Okay, I'll only be checking that while I'm in on campus. We have one textbook. It's rather expensive. If you haven't been to the bookstore yet, you will find out, but I have some other options, and you will find that under textbook information and other parts of the course information in our site. And you can, I know one cheap way to get it is to rent it from chegg.com as an ebook. It'll save you a lot of money, but it's a brand new edition, but you will have to have this book to pass the course. There's no doubt about it. Everything, the essay assignments, the homework, and so forth, the discussions are come out of and respond to things in the textbook specifically. This is an introduction to the humanities, so that means we spend a unit or two on art, and a unit on music, and things like dance and literature and history and philosophy, and there's just cinema and so forth. And we look at it a little bit thematically as well. Because we're an online course and we're using Blackboard, that's where everything is pertaining to our course, and you have to have reliable computer and 24/7 internet access. You should not be in an e-college course if you do not have 24/7 access to computers and reliable internet. An iPad does not work for some reason. It does, or an iPhone with Blackboard in our course, so you'll need something else. So what kind of things do you need to be able to do if you're an e-college student? You need to know how to use your Lawson State email. You need to be comfortable with working with a computer and typing in a keyboard and understanding Microsoft Word. You have to have Microsoft Word. You have to purchase that, have that going. That doesn't have to be the latest version, but you have to have that. You have to know how to attach documents, submit them, that kind of thing, and be good at following online directions. If you have to have somebody with you to show you what to do, then this format's not going to work for you. Okay, every course has what we call student learning outcomes or objectives. What are you supposed to be able to do by taking this course? And these come from, kind of rather universal or statewide for this kind of course. You need to be able to demonstrate, okay, either orally, like through a video or a project or something, or written, understanding and use of the appropriate terms associated with the different genres that we study: art, music, literature, drama, cinema, and so forth. You'll be able to put them in their historical context, all the things that we're going to study, develop critical thinking and writing skills. So we're going to be thinking critically about these. That's going to be a key feature. We will use MLA, not APA, but there'll be a little tutorial video in case you're not certain about MLA. We have to really are creating number 5 arguments, because we're maybe arguing for what something is or is not. One of our arguments that we'll be discussing is this art? We'll start with some criteria by which to establish that. We're going to be doing a little bit of research, and we'll use the library for that. Here's an overview of each week. Each week is a unit. So we're in Unit 1. You're doing the start here first, but we're starting in the book right away. Get caught up as quick as you can. If you're having to do the ebook rental, though, you should be able to get that immediately. Do not delay. We get started and it goes pretty quickly. You see Unit 5, our first art essay is due. We have a chapter and a genre focus each week with a quiz and assignments. We have a midterm exam. The final exam comes the week after. This is the last week of classes when you have a presentation that you do online, and then the next week you do your final exam. You have a music theater essay. So this is just your overview and how they're related to chapters. Here's the grade breakdown. It's almost 20-20-20, but not quite. Your unit assignments, and there are a lot of them. That's a big chunk. That's 20%. That's equivalent to more than one of your exams, equivalent of both of your essays. So you use a lot of those, but they count a lot. All your quizzes together, 20%. Your essays combined, 20%. Your midterm, 15%. Your final, 15%. Those have to be proctored live through ProctorU, so you have to have those to be able to pass the class. And then the final project, which is a video of you. So we've got several things built in that verify your identity as to the one taking this course. Typical kind of ABCD scale, and remember that 70 and higher is passing. Explains a little bit about our rounding off, and if you would qualify for an incomplete grade if something happened near the end and you had most of the course done, but you called up at the last minute on military duty, hospitalized, in a bad accident, things like that. Hopefully that's not you, but there's the policies if you need to find out. All e-college assignments must be submitted within Blackboard. You don't send them to me, okay, by email. The only time you would even ever do that would be if Blackboard was down, and in that case you would have to provide, there's a policy for this, a screenshot of the error message or the whatever it was that kept you from putting in there, and it would be as a backup. You would still have to submit the assignment in Blackboard, but basically I don't accept things by email for assignments. They go in Blackboard. All right, let's talk about once they're in Blackboard, and you should be able to verify those submissions. You get a little after you submit it, it says it's there, and you'll see it in the grade book. You've got to give me some time to grade it, okay? And I don't start grading until after the due date has passed, which is every Sunday night. So even if you turned it in on Tuesday, I'm not going to be grading it until probably till well, it won't even be starting Sunday night because that's when it's due, and I don't wait up till 1 a.m. Monday morning to start grading, okay? I'm asleep. If it is something you need pretty quick feedback on, then you're going to get feedback within a few days. But major assignments could take 1 to 2 weeks, especially major essays and things like that, exams, whatever. They're going to take 1 to 2 weeks. So just understand that's how it is, and I post when I've completed that process. All right, discussion board. That's real critical in an online course, more so than just sitting in class, on campus and listening or up to other people. Everybody has to be involved in online discussion. That's a grade. Okay, so there's rules about that. There's rules listed and gone over in your start here. There's a whole step on that, so I'm not going to go over too much of this. But again, it is an important part. You should post early and post frequently. You can't just post one day and that be enough. Okay, you will not get a very good grade and you will not do well. You can't just post as if it were social media. You have to use formal standard English. There's guidelines, there's rules about this, and they affect your grade. So make sure you do that part in, I think it's step 5 in Start Here, And we're on step 3, so make sure you watch those videos. There'll be a quiz that I'm putting together for that. So check on that for you, okay? To make sure you read those and studied those and watched the videos. So you are expected to participate throughout the week, not just once. 3 to 5 days, 4 to 5 times, just several times, not just once or twice. So what should you do? You should be logging in daily. You should be checking the announcement board. You should be checking the discussion board. You should be seeing if there are any updates and what other people have written or posted. We don't have excused absences unless there's some major situation you need to contact me about and have documentation for. How do I record attendance? By your submission of assignments. So if that week goes by and you didn't submit the assignments for that unit, you are considered absent. Even if you logged in, if you don't submit an assignment. So if you cannot keep up, then you may need to consider withdrawal, because it will affect your grade. You won't be able to succeed. Alright, so the late work is not accepted unless there's extraordinary circumstances that you have documentation for. And anything you would know ahead, military duty, jury duty, then you've got to contact me ahead of time, court dates, things like that. But then again, this is an online class. You have 24/7, 7 days a week to get this done. So the range for accepting this is much less negotiable than it is for a student who has to show up in class at a particular time. You're expected to use that whole week and be participating throughout the week. And if you just procrastinated and waited to the last minute and then something happened, pretty much I'm going to, if you go to the hospital on Saturday and want an extension for things that were due Sunday, I may not be giving you much time or any, because you've had all the way since Monday to get that work done, okay? Procrastination is not an acceptable excuse if something comes up. This goes over the fact that we have mandatory ProctorU, which is an outside resource. We're linked into that. They actually watch you online taking your test. You have to take a midterm and a final, but there's things you have to do to set that up beforehand. I'll be giving you more information about that, but there's already tutorials, videos about how it works, okay? But you have to have a webcam. You've got to have your ID, you have to log in, and they give you the password to get into your midterm and your final. Alright, we have online proctoring, online tutoring, which is awesome, 24/7. So if you need help with writing the essays, that's in there. I don't know that they have one specifically for humanities, but since we do write some essays, we do discuss some literature, hopefully you'll find something here that will help you with our class. There are other support services. Everything available to all students is available to you through the website, and there's a list there. A brief review of online netiquette, which I think is step 4. The next step, they'll go over that detail, and there's some quizzing on that about plagiarism and cheating, because that's taken very seriously. You have to submit your own work, the work you did yourself, not what somebody else did for you. And that's found out, there's severe penalties for that. It's just not going to be tolerated, especially in an online class where we're, trusting you a little bit more than when we can see you every week. All right, there's a thing about due process rights. If you think that you were accused and you want to challenge it. All right, let's see. The help desk is not designed to help you troubleshoot your own personal computer issues. You've got to do that with your manufacturer or local computer repair, and it's not an excuse for not getting your work done. If your computer breaks down, and they do, you need to go find another resource till you can get it fixed. All right, I'm almost out of time. There's some other things there about what to do if you run into technical problems, and we recommend that you use Google Chrome for our course site. Here's what you do if you have to document an incident and make a screenshot. ADA rules are here. I can't give any accommodations till I have an accommodation letter from Mrs. Herndon or Ms. Suggs. You have to go through them, and then once I have that accommodation letter, then I can we will comply with the accommodations that you need. We'll work that out. Alright, so after you've read this carefully, you need to do that on your own. You need to go to the quizzes tab and take the syllabus quiz, and you'll be ready to go on to your next step.